Breaking news on Wall Street and the biggest sell-off in 5 years. The closing bell ringing just a few minutes ago, and the Dow fell more than 500 points. Global concerns over China's economic stability leading to the massive sell-off. Now, oil prices also fell below $40 a barrel for the first time since 2009. And here, live look at the big board. Those are the numbers. 530-point drop, closing at 16,460.
Wow. Joining us right now is ABC's business correspondent, Rebecca Jarvis. Rebecca, thanks so much for joining us. Put this all into context for us. What does this mean? Did we officially hit a correction today?
We officially hit a correction from the all-time highs of the Dow. It's now down more than 10%. If you take a look at this thing called the Fear Index, it's a gauge of fear on Wall Street. That hit an all-time high for the year. And if you take a look at where stocks ended the day, they ended the day at the lowest point for the year. This week alone, stocks have lost 6.5%. And for a typical retirement savings account, that equates to about $6,000 wiped away in just this week.
Hurts to hear it like that. Should investors hit the panic button at this point?
The last thing you want to do in these kinds of environments is panic. Warren Buffett has a famous line that when everyone else is running for the exits, he runs right in. Now, it's going to be tough for people to run right into this one, but the important thing to do is make sure that you have a strategy that's diversified and an emergency fund on the side that isn't in the stock market. You should be okay, and the longer you have to invest till retirement, the better off you are.
Money this evening into an alarming end of the week on Wall Street. The Dow closing late today. Look at this, plunging more than 500 points today alone. And for the week now, it's down 1,000 points, the biggest weekly loss in 4 years. Let's get right to ABC's chief business correspondent, Rebecca Jarvis, tracking it all. And first of all, what's driving this?
David, two key issues here. First, fears of a global economic slowdown. And the Federal Reserve, for the first time in 6 years, is on the verge of hiking interest rates. That means the cost of everything from your car loan to your mortgage to your credit cards, it all gets more expensive.
And for anyone trying to plan for retirement, this is concerning.
It's concerning, but perspective is what's so important here, David. In the last 4 days, stocks are down, and your 401k, the average 401k, is down $6,000. But that same retirement savings account is up 61% over the last 5 years, which is why it's so important not to panic.
And to keep the perspective you speak of. Rebecca, thank you.
For America and all over the world, in fact, are licking their wounds this morning. The Dow plunging more than 530 points on Friday, ending one of the worst weeks in years. And ABC News chief business and economics correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is here. So, Rebecca, is there a real fear that this slide is only going to continue when the markets reopen on Monday morning?
There are certainly the signs there that it will continue here, Dan. And the big issue right now, there's two keys to what's happening. First off, fears of a global economic slowdown. And second of all, the Federal Reserve, for 6 years now, we've had 0% interest rates. That's about to change. And once interest rates start going up, the training wheels come off the economy. People start to pay more for their car loans, their mortgages, their credit cards. It gets more expensive. That could slow things down.
So worries about what's happening or will happen with interest rates, also worries about what's happening in China, of course. So there's a temptation, I think, when people see these numbers to get very worried.
Yes.
Put it in perspective for us.
Don't panic, first off. Anybody who tells you they know with certainty where the market's heading from here is trying to sell you something. But the bigger picture is what's so important. Over the last 5 years, the same stocks that have lost a lot of money in this last week are up 61%. Most people's 401ks, if you left your money there, you let it ride, it is doing a lot better than it was in the Great Recession.
Useful perspective. A lot of people say buy the dips, but thank you very much. We appreciate it.
It takes a big stomach to do that, but yes.
Right. And a big wallet, perhaps.
Yes.
Rebecca, thank you. We appreciate it.